Hi everyone.
Hello there.
Last week we did some stock taking here right at the beginning of the year as to where we are here at the Restory at Tafelkop. What happened in the past year? What do we anticipate for the year ahead? What do we long to achieve in the year ahead? Um, and it was lovely to receive the feedback on that conversation. Also of people who've been involved, and yeah, it was lovely to have that wider conversation. But afterwards, we were talking, Matilda and I were talking, and we said we don't want the impression to be created that we managed to achieve all this through hard work. It's a lot of hard work, but we have to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah, it's not all us.
It's definitely
By a far shot. It's not just us.
no. We
Yeah.
wouldn't have been here at this stage if it wasn't for our co-workers here at Tafelkop. We're so grateful to all the patrons, to all the people who support us in different ways. But on a day-to-day basis, our three co-workers, they move mountains and they buy into what we are doing here. I don't think they always understand exactly what we do, but they understand enough to create a space for that to happen.
Yeah. And their willingness to do that over and over. To every time people will be coming on a retreat to clean everything, to move the beds, to do what needs to be done, and to have such high standards in terms of the cleanliness and the neatness. It is really such a pleasure to work with them.
Really, and they really work hard in the gardens to have that look tip top when the people are coming and so on. Even within the rainy weather, they really they contribute in a huge way in that. So we have three permanent workers here. Skumbuzo came with us from Barrowfield.
Yeah, so he came to work for us. He started right from the moment we moved in.
And
At
after
Barrowfield.
he left school.
Oh, just after school, and he's been with us for the past 11 years. And when we moved to Tafelkop, he came with, and he rents a room close by, and weekends he'll go back to his family close to on Barrowfield still. And we are so grateful for that because he understands English well. Our other two workers, Sakele and Sandile, has been on this farm. They grew up here. They part of the family structures in this area, and they've been working for the previous owners for a long time. And on the farms, it works like that you normally inherit the workers from previous owners or generations, which I think is a very lovely tradition. They know the place, they love the place, but Sandile and Zakele, they're brother and sister, but they speak Zulu and very little Afrikaans. So for us, that is rather a challenge.
Which is a good challenge.
It's a good challenge. Yes. It ups our very little Zulu quite a bit. My aim is to learn one or two words a week and to really try to use them.
And they're so patient in teaching us.
They are, and to correct us.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate that. But it helps that Skumbuzo can translate if we need to really give communication through that's difficult for us to do via our very broken means. So, yeah.
But they in such a rhythm. especially now that the retreats are picking up at the pace that it is. It helps so much that they have this rhythm. I mean, it's almost like roof tiles. The one retreat is just finished, and then within a day, the next one starts. So there's not much of a gap. So the moment people leave, they move in, they take the sheets off the beds, and they start to dust and clean and get everything ready for the next retreat. So the next group steps into a spick and span clean house. So they know so well what to do. Um, I don't know exactly what Skumbuzo told them, but they seem to understand fully, because when we started with retreats at Barrowfield, there right at the beginning, years back, Skumbuzo and I, he's very, very technical and practical. Yeah, he can fix almost anything. And he has an ear and an eye to anticipate if something is making a sound, or he's so
Very
sensitive.
tuned into electrical
Yeah.
engines and all of that.
So he'll come and
Motors.
he'll say, we have to look at that. It's not making a good sound. So in a lot of ways, he's the ears and the eyes when I'm not working with a lawnmower or whatever. But so we were busy settling into Barrowfield, and we were busy restoring a table. And when we are busy there sanding and so on, he loves talking, and he can talk and talk and talk. And then at one stage, he said to me, yeah, he can understand all these other work that we do, the fixing and the restoration, but this other work that we do, of people coming and staying over for a period, and then they leave, and then other people come. What type of work is that? What do we do when people come? Now, it's difficult. He doesn't have a frame of reference of contemplative spirituality, not in our Western
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
way of formulating
Yeah.
it. So as best as I could, I told him what the retreats were about, and he was quiet for a while, and then he said to me, so what you are doing is you do the motivate. And I said, yes, Kumbuzo, we do the motivate. Sometimes people need the motivate. So now, when there's a retreat coming up, we'll just say to the group, well, this weekend we have a big motivate, and when they hear that, everything kicks in, and then they start and they clean and they get everything ready.
Yeah, and I think what's so wonderful about that is that um, they 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 truly, I think, also enjoy how Tafelkop is working, how it looks. Um, they feel proud of what they're doing here, and how they can make it look. I think what I also really appreciate, especially of Sandile, is that she has this very, it's almost like a contemplative. I think it's very much the rhythm of African people is much slower, much more
In the moment
in the
also.
moment. So when she has her tea time, she will sit with her cup of tea and look out the window and contemplate whatever she's seeing or thinking, but in such a totally surrendered way. I so appreciate that, and often think we can learn so much from their culture, and
Oh,
we know
yes.
so little about their culture, and it ties into what we do or try to do. Yeah, and that just that that enjoying what you're busy with in the moment. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter really what happens, whether it's a pipe bursting, whether it is a roof leaking, it doesn't matter. They have a way of not going into a flat spin. All right. So now we're going to do that.
There's a problem.
There's a
That
problem.
has to be looked at.
What is the plan we can make? How do we fix it?
Yeah.
And it helps me a lot. Often they come with the suggestions and the plans, which are wonderful, because it's almost as if they don't get
wound up in their heads like you do. Yeah. They're more pragmatic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What
and
do we
centered.
have? And what can we use?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I learned so much from them. They're really big tutors in terms of my own life.
I often ask Sandili when she comes in the morning, I look at the sky and I say, you think we can do the washing today? And then she'll look and she'll say, no, we will be getting rain soon. And because they know the area. So it's also that. There's lived experience of a place, which is wonderful.
So we're very, very grateful for them. And we feel very honored to work with them here at Barrowfield, at Tafelkop.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful weekend and we speak again next week.
Yeah, have a lovely week, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.